You talked about Robert Kennedy, and in the book you describe how he came to even be connected to the subject of vaccines. How significant is Robert Kennedy on this particular interface, in this particular fight?
He was working on getting mercury out of waterways, and every time he would give a speech, there was a group of women who would show up, and they would sort of corner him afterwards and say, hey, you're talking about mercury in these things. What about mercury in vaccines? And he did not want to be involved in it. He basically got to the place that he was avoiding these women who had these stories because he had a different mission. And then one day he's at home in Hyannisport, and a woman knocks on the door, and she says, I'm not leaving until you read this. And she puts a stack of papers on his front porch, and she sits in her car in front of the house. And he thinks that she's really maybe not going to leave. And he begins to read through the material. And about halfway through the material, he says, oh, I have to get involved in this. He sees that it's a real serious issue, and undergirded not just by people's anecdotal experiences, but by the science. And so he gets involved, and at that moment when he steps into, he writes a book called Thimerosal, Let the Science Speak. That was the title of his book. He does one interview about that book. And from that moment on, for the next 18 years, even up to the present moment in large measure, he was never allowed on a network television show, including Fox. He was never given another paid speech. I mean, he saw the world collapse on him. His siblings turning against him, old friends who'd been, friends for life, because he was saying something insane, something mad. How could it be? Vaccines are the most benign and life-saving discovery of our time. And how could it be that he had gone so crazy and was so crazy to take on pharma, basically?